Hi everyone, and welcome to Control Alt Craft. Rose with you, and today I'm building something a little different. I am recreating, or attempting to recreate, the Goth family home from The Sims 1. I really just want to play that game again, but I can't figure out for the life of me how to make it work on Windows 10, and they haven't I'm just waiting for The Sims to re-release it as some sort of bundled, pay a fortune, compatible with Windows 10 if you want to kind of thing. You know how Nintendo are doing all those mini consoles? I'm just kind of waiting for them to, bring out the past. And they haven't done it, and it bothers me because all I want to do is just play The Sims 1. It was so much fun. Just, I like reliving my childhood on this channel. I feel like this channel is just an excuse for me to experience some nostalgia. Anyway, so I've taken some creative liberties with this house. Obviously, it's a Sims 4. I don't have everything that looks the exact same in The Sims 1. The proportions aren't exactly the same and stuff like that. I've also kind of furnished it a bit more. The Sims 1 was very basic, and trying to recreate it accurately just made this particular build look really empty. So I changed it up a little bit, but for the most part, it's a recreation of the Goth family home. And I also recreated the Goth family and uploaded them to the gallery, and I have that video coming later in this video at the very end. So you'll be able to see me recreate them. I did their whole wardrobe, but I only recorded their everyday outfits for you to see, so they look like the everyday outfits you saw back in The Sims 1. But I did go ahead and finish them off properly, so they're proper families that you can actually probably play and enjoy. So hopefully I'll have links in the description below. I need to figure out this Sims gallery thing so that I can get that for you. Anyway, my tag will be down the bottom, so you can search for me in the gallery yourself if you can't find it. So yeah, there's also a few changes based on gameplay that I did when I was a child, and I'll explain those when we get there. So yeah, it's been a bit of a rough week for me, actually, a rough couple of weeks. A lot of various things have happened, but most notably, my boyfriend and I broke up this week, which was quite shocking, life-changing, kind of I still don't know if I fully believe it or can process it. I still feel a bit sad. I struggle to talk to people. For some reason I can talk down a microphone fine, but talking to my mum or my brother or my dad, I just can't get the words out without crying and breaking down. It's a bit sore at the moment. And I'm kind of in a bit of a limbo in life at the moment. I have no real direction in my personal life. I started a new church, which I felt God called me to do, but I'm yet to really make any friends. Everyone there is really nice, and they warmly greet me every week, so I guess I just have to pray that that'll continue to develop. So yeah, I'll probably just be writing out the next few weeks and months in the hope that the sadness passes soon and that I can enjoy life again. Maybe I'll focus on my channel some more in my spare time. I work a day job that requires a lot of my energy, and so I'd come home and spend the rest of my energy on this fella who didn't love me, so maybe instead I can focus it on doing something I love, like my YouTube channel, which has been a bit of fun for me. Maybe I should make a Twitter and maybe try and get a bit more, a bit more viewership for the channel. I mean, I'm not really doing it as a job. I don't really want this to be my life. It's just fun, and I'd like it if a lot more people would appreciate it. So there you go. Anyway, I'll keep the relationship stuff out now as much as possible. Just really wanted to share that, I guess, with whoever out there is watching on the other side of the world. Anyway, it was his capture card that I had in my computer that I was using to capture video game footage from console, so the Switch and my PlayStation. His capture card was in my computer. So now that we've broken up, I obviously had to give that back to him. RIP. Maybe I'm just more sad that I don't have the capture card anymore. No, that's not true. It's sad when a relationship ends. But it is also sad that I don't have a capture card anymore. So I might have to buy one. They're really, really expensive though. They're about $300 Australian, which is a lot of money to spend. You know, this is a YouTube channel, and I don't know, like I just, you know, I guess only having like 3 views per video isn't really incentive enough for me to go out and buy a capture card, but I still want to. I don't know. Anyway, what else can I talk about? Recently, I've been playing Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. I think that's what it's called. It's a Nintendo Switch game that came out recently, and I bought it the other night. I was feeling really sad, sorry for myself, and lying in bed, having a good cry, and eating lots of ice cream, and I just wanted something to do that would keep my brain active. So I really enjoy puzzle games like Sudoku, crosswords, word searches, solitaire. And I think that's probably why I love The Legend of Zelda so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got the most amazing lore and story that just grips you. Like, I love that so much. But I think I just really love the puzzle aspects, like having to figure out dungeons and figure out bosses and figure out how to get to the next room and that kind of thing. And I think it's hard to find games like that that are good and engaging and stuff because like you get a lot of that in like horror games, but I don't do horror. I just, no. I've got enough anxiety as it is. I don't need to play a horror game. So I enjoy puzzle games quite a lot. And Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker is a game that I actually already own on the Wii U, but the Wii U is a trash system, let's be real. It didn't take off, it didn't do very well, it was very difficult to use. It just, I don't know. There are a lot of games that we bought for the Wii U and played once and never played again, mostly just because we didn't play the Wii U. And now that they're sort of re-releasing a lot of these things for the Switch, I find that I'm actually playing them and enjoying them, whereas before I played them and didn't like them. Now I'm kind of like, oh, okay, actually this was a good game, it was just the console that was rubbish. So I own 2 copies of the game, but I've only played it on the Switch. I played it on the Wii U for like maybe 5 minutes and just went, nah. But it's so much fun. It's got a lot of replayability, so you can play through the level once, and it's got, 3 gems that you got to collect, and then a star at the end. So, okay, well, I should start from the beginning. So it's like a little cube world, all right? You got this cube that you can kind of rotate around and see into it, a bit like a terrarium kind of thing. And Toad is chilling there in this terrarium, and it's a puzzle. So there's like paths and different levels and stuff, and you have to try and maneuver your way from one point in the cube to the other point where the star is at the end. And there'll be enemies, or there'll be puzzle aspects and so on. And you have to collect 3 gems along the way. And there'll be a challenge. So for each level, each new cube, one of them might be, complete it and, kill all the enemies, or complete it and collect at least 70 coins, or complete it without making one of the bridges collapse when you walk over it and stuff like that. So there's sort of like okay, now I want to go back and do it again, but get that box ticked. And then there's another way you can replay it, which is Pixel Toad. So you know how you've got like a little Pixel Mario in the Mario Odyssey games, and like they have a Pixel Toad, and it's kind of like Where's Wally a bit, like this little Pixel Toad is hiding somewhere in the level, on the wall or something like that, and you have to play through the level sometimes just to be able to find it. So just quickly, in the back corner there, I was putting in a graveyard because in my playthrough of The Sims 1 when I was a kid, I always thought the Goth house was like a really spooky mansion. So what I used to do is I used to move in, like I just create random people and move them in and kill them. And that way I could get, because you couldn't, or at least I didn't know how to cheat to get like a gravestone just chucked in. And I wanted to create a spooky graveyard in the back corner of the lot. So I created this like graveyard by killing masses of Sims. And shoving them in the back corner. So I was a bit of a messed up child. And yeah, so that's a change. Maybe you're like, what? And I also used to put a little maze. I'm not sure if they already had a maze or if I put that in myself. And now we're recreating the family. Man, time has flown by. So I'll start with Mortimer, then I'll do Bella, and then I'll do Cassandra. Anyway, yeah, so this Toad Treasure Tracker game, it's got a lot of replayability to it. And I'll go back and I'll play it 2 or 3 times, you know, just to finish that level 100%. And, you know, it makes you think. It's not too difficult. Like, one puzzle game that I won't even attempt is The Witness, I think on PlayStation 4. And I've heard that it's like this extremely difficult puzzle game. And I'm not into like puzzle games that are impossible. Like, I'm not into games that are impossible. So not impossible, but really difficult, like Bloodborne or Dark Souls or The Witness in this case. Like, I'm not into that. I like a challenge that I can overcome still. So that's why I quite like Toad's Treasure Tracker, because it's like I've still got to go, how am I going to get from here to here? Or how do I get to that point to get that gem? What have I got to do? And you can sort of stop and think and and ah about it, but then you figure it out, you know? Like, it's not incredibly difficult or impossible or anything like that. But it still gets my brain turning. And it's a good distraction to do that for a while. I don't even listen to the music. I listen to music on Spotify. I turn the volume completely off on my Switch because you don't need it to play the game, Toad's Treasure Tracker, and I just play it while listening to Spotify. So it's just a great little thing to sit down and do for an hour or two. I haven't played it in docked mode. I only played it in handheld mode, and it's the perfect platform for the game. It really is. So yeah, I've been really enjoying that lately. If I do get a capture card, I'll try and capture some for you maybe. I don't know if it'd make a great video on its own. It's the kind of thing you'd either live stream or maybe you'd capture bits and pieces for like a review. But I think I've just about reviewed it here. So I wouldn't do a review video. So yeah, look, if you are a praying person, please pray for me. This is a really sucky time and I need all the support I can muster. So yeah. Anyway, so we've created the family now and we've created the house, so we're going into some screenshots. This is the house from the front. It doesn't look very exciting, but that's okay. I've added some bits and pieces. I've dressed it up a little bit. I've made it a bit more Sims 4 friendly, basically, but it's still got a lot of the original stuff. So it's got like a fish tank in the living room and a piano and a bookcase, you know. I tried to create the colours as much as possible to the same. So like, although there's no green tiled bench tops for the kitchen, I tried to create as much green in there as possible and that kind of thing. I tried to keep it like gothic and quaint and antique, and just, yeah, really try and do it justice. So, I mean, if you like this kind of thing, I can do this kind of thing again, you know, and try and recreate more Sims homes from previous games, but yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to my ramblings and watching my video. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye!